In our busy skies, controlling each flight from departure to arrival is integral to maintaining our excellent safety record.
The flight is controlled by a controller from the time it pushes off the gate to the time it gets to its destination and parks at the gate and the doors open. The reason for that is for safety. There's so many airplanes in the air traffic system. They need to be separated and they need to be controlled.
It's a complex world. Simply clearing each flight from the gate to the runway may involve several steps.
The pilot will call for a clearance, either via electronic means or clearance delivery. He'll receive his clearance from departure to destination. The airplane will then push off the gate and talk to the ground controller at Dulles, who will take him to the appropriate runway and put him where he needs to be, reference other aircraft, or in line for his sequence, reference weather or any other factors affecting that flight. The local controller will then take the aircraft, and he's the one that actually issues the takeoff clearance to the aircraft to get him airborne.
After a flight takes off, the tower controller tells the pilot to contact departure control, a part of another air traffic entity known as TRACON. TRACONs typically handle both departures and approaches for instrument flights within a designated area, which usually includes both large and small airports.
Once the air traffic control tower successfully hits your flight off to us at the TRACON, it's our job to get you through all the other aircraft in the local area and up to your cruising altitude and on the way to your destination.
We work those aircraft that are transiting from the airports into the en route structures, so we have all of the climbing and the descending from roughly 23,000 feet down to the surface.
As each flight moves beyond the terminal radar control area, it is passed on to a regional air route traffic control center, where the flight is carefully directed to its destination. There are 20 regional en route air traffic control centers covering the continental United States.
In every center, they have sectors, they have areas. The sector is the smallest part of the center, and then there's the area, which would be a larger portion of the center, but with different sectors within that area.
Weather, especially thunderstorms, can cause major delays. Aircraft en route sometimes have to fly round and round in the same airspace, a maneuver called holding or spinning until they're allowed to proceed. It's often better to delay flights prior to departure at the gate.
We do have a lot of thunderstorms. The key to remember, though, is that there's a lot of other airplanes in that airspace. And thunderstorms are very disruptive to the flows that move through our airspace. If we have to hold airplanes in the air, that clogs up airspace that somebody else may be going through. So it's better for us sometimes to make the decision to go ahead and hold the airplanes on the ground.
70% of the world's airline operations take place in the skies over the USA. It's no accident that these are also the safest skies in the world. At the core of the Federal Air Traffic Control System are tens of thousands of highly sophisticated pieces of equipment and the infrastructure that makes them work.
We have about 65,000 pieces of equipment that makes up the National Airspace System.
Everything we have is backed up one way or the other, so the important thing to remember that if we do lose one radar, there's another radar that takes over for that.
So we have transmitters and receivers, and each one of those we have a backup, a one-for-one backup. And in some cases we have a third backup, which will provide communication in case all that fails.
Air traffic doesn't stop, neither do we. We'll always have somebody there in case something fails.
To FAA controllers working in Air Traffic's National System Command Center near Dulles, this is what the skies above the United States look like on a typical afternoon. More than 100,000 travelers in more than 6,000 commercial aircraft, all wishing for a smooth ride and an on-time arrival. It's the Command Center's mission to help make that wish come true. A mission it's well equipped to handle.
They help us make good decisions. They coordinate between one center and another so that we understand what flows are the top priority for that day or what flows for that particular time frame. The Command Center serves an important purpose in keeping that information going and providing an opportunity for the controllers and the people at the centers to make good decisions.
The System Command Center is helping to reduce delays and streamline air travel, both here at home and around the world. The FAA is working vigorously with the air transportation industry to keep air traffic flow as streamlined as it can be, so the U.S. air traffic system of tomorrow will continue to be the best in the world.